one. So it's ended up being a massive undertaking to do the AWS configuration. It was like one of those classic, I think, hacker traps of being like, okay, I'll just do this one last thing that's incredibly complicated and out of scope. Could have very easily just like manually pointed a few things, but hey, you know, I am who I am. I do what I do. So yeah, I'm just like testing the last few pieces of the puzzle. No, this is meant to be the screen, which is I've got the. So I've got a pretty good like cluster. Let's see if I can do it. Cluster, load balancer, target group, service discovery, task, ECS service, which is service, deployment script. It's been a bit of a, and so it mostly creates it and then replaces it or whatever. I think I'm going to just like update it piece by piece as I need to, which is basically what I've been doing, which has been good. And now I just like had to get the Redis working on the production environment, and the issue I'm having is that it's not fucking launching into Fargate for some fucking reason. Okay, so why not? Well, let's get ahead of that and delete it. Sort of like tempted to delete, like make it a rule, no keyboard, no mouse, sorry, on AWS, only terminal, because I also want to be using my keyboard only anyway. But this stage, sometimes you just have to go the old way and suffer it. Just not sure. No, I do know why. It's because it looks cool, but I got a white jumper. Kind of feels like I'm a hype beast. Not really. I'm gonna have to fucking Google it. Okay, so create service Fargate keeps creating ECS EC2 instead. I wonder if there's any chance that it's because it's like trying to reuse an old service. It's basically just keeps finding that again. Like if I made a new, if I give it a new name, let's just have another look here. So service doesn't exist, so creating, the service name is here. If services.get launch type. Oh my god, fucking honestly, it was just using the services list, like just the number of weird little mistakes I've had to deal with ChatGPT, which I think, I don't know, like I definitely find value in the ability to sort of like flick through the way that it might be phrased or the syntax or whatever, but just this, like, it's such a classic thing, but the stupid like errors that it has introduced, it's just a bit of a trap. Okay, so it's Fargate, that's good. Production Redis. Hey, all right. Okay, so now we've got this, right? Chops production.verso. Okay, so hopefully, like, there's so much fucking shit still I gotta get right here. So yeah, rebuilding so that I can get the make sure that it's pointing to the right spots, which it is not here, which is good. So that's yeah, let me get my notes up. So how does it work? Like, build, update pipeline, commit to staging, should run staging Docker flow. Some sort of config check easy staging prod. Check for updates. It's basically, it's like the Docker like the versions of it. There's the staging of Nova, and then the staging of the Cortex, of the visual, of the renderer, and then there's also like the staging and production of the overarching config. Anyway, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Hopefully. Chops, experimental, inspect, console. Oh, we're pinging, we're ponging. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Fucking hell. Production. Okay, so it's sending into the right spot. Sort of. That's annoying. These numbers aren't right. I feel like the world's dumbest cunt sometimes. Hang on. Like, did I type that in? I don't understand. Save, and then this one here. Edit 500, and then get rid of that, which I don't think is part of the problem, but that's fine. Okay, hand over. Hey team, it's a piece of the puzzle. Need you to test the new production endpoint for chops. This is a bit backwards as staging still has the older version. And I've pushed what was in experimental to this new production endpoint to test the flow as well. Please try it out and verify we're okay to finalize the switch over. Staging is currently untouched, but will migrate whatever, I don't know. I'm sick of fucking thinking about this shit. Staging is currently untouched. Yes, okay. But we'll phase out on that note, okay, I should actually. Is there a is there a domain for chops that you want to point this way? Okay, so this is where I'm not sure if this will work, because it's probably missing a few. Oh my god! Like its connection to Redis, I'm pretty sure. So I'll like need to rebuild for this. So I go here, my money's on. Couldn't find it? No, okay. That, or it's like just pointing at the old one somehow. No, it should be pointing at this one. But yeah, it's gonna have to. So it's gonna have to go production Nova tasks, production Redis, instead of whatever it's got now. So that is held over here. Okay, there we go. So Nova is over here, and then, oh my god, I can't wait to be finished with this phase of development. I am fucking sick of it. So production, so here it's Redis namespace. It needs to become production Nova tasks, and then the service is called production Redis. Seems like a lot of extra words there. That's interesting though. It's got the correct media URL. Right? Production Nova Lightning. So I guess I already did some of this. Except I changed the name of this to Production Renderers, which is arguably a better name. Okay, ECS. Default has 3 running, which is interesting. Tells me that so that means the production server is still calling the old cluster. It's calling the old cluster. Okay, so just gotta remember how I do that, which should be pretty easy because I wrote it all like last week or something. Scale handler. Okay, it's that easy. So I need to find my ASG. This is brutal. Like, okay, so we'll call it production. So yeah, I guess these should be from the AWS identifiers ASG equals production Hydra, and then cluster equals production Nova. Service equals production renderer. Let's have a look. Renderers. Okay, so ASG cluster service, OS dot environment, and then lightning service, OS dot get service, and then you fucking guessed it, OS. Okay. Okay. Okay, I need to do that for that as well. And I also need to do this, which is something I am doing right now. Okay, cool. So let's... hopefully it will work, which is fine. And then while we're at it, I just want to do something else. So I'm just going to make a async route scale up. And I'm just going to say scale up Oh wait, and then I'm gonna go run scale handler, which is such a cool title. Doesn't even need to return anything. I guess it can. AWS does scale handler, run scale handlers, scale up. Okay, so I'm gonna call that from the client. When it opens the browser, we sure to like get ahead of spinning up the renderer. It's not how I would do it in any other setting, but we'll just get the people that are using it. Oh, maybe it's fine. A lot of the time, it's like the thing that works is what ends up happening. So, okay, so I'm just gonna go Nova Python server commit hotfix for scale and as, and we'll just have to make another version, won't we? It's crazy how much this kind of stuff is what makes you good. It's just being able to like have some level of fastidiousness with how, so, like honestly just like versioning and stuff like that, such a specific capacity is to be able to have some way of tracking your versions and some discipline around it. I love giving myself a little pat on the back because it usually means I'm about to make a huge mistake. Okay, so which just then was I was about to push to railway, which would fucking who knows what would happen. Okay, so imagine that I did that commit and push and it's running this build pipeline. Oh, Docker, fuck you. I just typed the wrong thing. I did it again. Right hand is not aligned. Get out of here. Okay, so that's building. Now, I wonder how hard it would be to go to easier front end and then just go it's part of like this is like the Nova call and response. Nova fetch. I could just go okay, so let's say const response plus, what do we call it? Something stupid, probably. scale up. Hit endpoint to trigger PI Python. Alright, what kind of shit would you be? I'll jump in with him, babe. Basic. I don't even need to do a fetch. Let's see. Do basic call to scale up endpoint to trigger scale. Whatever, I'll figure out how to do that later. Like, it's basic. You know what also is out of scope of what I'm doing? It's trying to shoehorn an extra little thing in right before I ship. Classic mistake.